What's going on, y'all? So, I seen a video of Mark Holmes speaking on the Amari Cooper situation. Basically, to kind of summarize it, that he was told, maybe through some inside sources, that Amari Cooper was or has a ankle injury, which we all know, or is it foot? I think was he talking. Yeah, I believe he's talking about the ankle. Either way, lower extremity. That he's been dealing with. Of course, we know he's been dealing with lower extremity injuries through his tenure here in Dallas. But pretty much what was said was, if he can't take too much more, not he can't take much more damage to it. He can't keep injuring it. It's possibly he's one good injury away from him being done. And that could be part of the reason why Dallas gave him up so cheap. He said that, maybe they wanted to sit over there and get that off the books. So, they got what compensation that they could to get him off the books and move on. If that's true, which it possibly can, and if you really want to look at it, how other wide receivers was getting paid, was getting compensated to switch teams to get traded, that was not even on Amari Cooper's level, tells me that that can be very true. He pretty much kind of was missing games over the same injury. And, when you sit over there and have a certain type of injury and you favoring that can sit over there and you trying to compensate, that can cause for other injuries, right? But if that is true, my thing is, was we, you know what I mean? I know how when we look at it, we're like, damn, that's all you got for them? But then, we already don't really have a trust for Stephen Jones. And Jerry. A lot of y'all don't trust Jerry either. So when they make a move, we automatically just think the worst because we ain't won the whole thing in I don't know how long. And quite frankly, the past few years, you could say that there's been some questionable decisions that have garnered lost trust on the behalf of the Joneses from the fans. And however, we can't discredit the good things they have done, but we also can't overlook the bad things that have been done, right? Nobody's perfect, but at the same time, it comes a point in time where you got to get over yourself, right? So I say all that to say this. Were we too harsh on them for the Amari Cooper? Did a lot of people know about this injury? Or was that a Browns thing, or did the Browns do a physical? I think if I'm not mistaken, Mark Holmes might have sit over there and went over that the Browns might have did a physical and was like, you know what, it's not looking too good, you be able to get a good player, but then, you had a high risk of him being done, and you had a high risk of him not completing the season. However, the Amari Cooper that we got, right, is an upgrade, from what they have right now. To if they can get anything close to the Amari Cooper that we have, that's a win, right, for them, right? But how long are they gonna have that Amari Cooper? Is they only gonna have that Amari Cooper for a few games? So when we look back on this trade, even at the end of the year or in 2 years, is we gonna look back like, damn, maybe we did win. You know what I mean? Maybe we was lucky to even get that. They shipped him to the Browns. They not in the division. They're not in the same conference. He thought he was getting Deshaun Watson. It looked like he might not be getting Deshaun Watson. It looked like he might be getting Jacoby Brissett. So it ain't like he gonna hurt us. It ain't like he gonna haunt us. Because you got to remember, right? The Amari Cooper that we got, the Oakland Amari Cooper, we paid a first-round pick for him. Oakland was ready to get rid of him, and we paid for a first-round pick. So from then till now, that lower extremity injury has gotten significantly worse. Because, he's always missed some type of time with something. So, but then again, I look at it like this. Were we hard on Amari Cooper when really he was just battling for us? Is that a reason why sometimes he would disappear? It's because he was in so much pain that he couldn't perform? Yeah, it's your job to perform when you're on the field, no excuses. But I'm just thinking of the what ifs, I'm not having sympathy for the situation. I'm not saying that you still could have got more compensation from the trade. Not saying that Amari Cooper could have not have played better in certain situations, because at the end of the day, you performed. At the end of the day, you was on the field, right? Regardless if you took shots or what, it's still your job to perform. You signed up for this league. You signed up that, you're going to have to play through something. So I'm not excusing the disappearing acts that my man has sometimes. Not excusing that. But I'm like, damn, what if Dallas really was smart and get rid of him for the compensation that we have? That they sit over there and sped up the process of CeeDee Lamb and others, right? Because like I said, we all knew as soon as CD got drafted that Amari Cooper was going to be gone sooner or later. Sooner rather than later. Rather it be another year or two. I gave it 2 years tops. And that's what happened. So I wasn't surprised that Amari was gone. What I was surprised when it first happened was the compensation that we got, which we all was like, for Amari Cooper, we should got more. That's probably the best route runner in the league. What you mean? Right? But I say this to say this again. The team that the Joneses have put together, should we have more faith in them? Evidently, they've been drafting good. Yeah, they suck at free agency. They suck at trading, right? It's like hit or miss, right? And they take like low risk, high reward free agents, right? Instead of sometimes paying the cost like the Rams to sit over there and take that huge risk on winning. Pay for it. There's Jerry Jones and Steven want to win, but in the cheapest way possible. Is that really possible? Right? Is that really possible to win in the cheapest way possible? But them was just my thoughts, like, what if, if I had to really give it, I think it's accurate. I ain't gonna lie. Cause why else would you sit over there and put the news out of what you trading for him? You had to know something as well. You had to know that Amari Cooper, his ankle or whatever, was so bad that you just trying to hurry up and get him out and make it a appealing offer. Like, hey, come get him for the low. You can have him. Why do you want to give rid of Amari Cooper for the low? Yo, just get rid of him. It just ain't working. CD's our guy. In all reality, was it genius that they got rid of him to the Browns for that? Was it genius? And that the price was just so low for the type of player that Amari Cooper was that they gave him an offer that they couldn't refuse? That's all I'm saying, man. Just the what is, man. But we have every right not to trust the Joneses because they ain't. You know, now we really putting the pressure on. How the hell did the Bengals get to the championship game before us? Right? The Rams been to two Super Bowls. We the Dallas Cowboys. Right? So we have every reason to be frustrated and not to trust the Joneses. But maybe the Joneses did a good thing. Maybe they made an excellent move that right now we're not aware of, that we might be aware of as fans later down the line. Or we had to see it to believe it, that Amari Cooper may not have the season that people may expect him to have. Right? You know, he in that cold weather, man. You know, Amari Cooper in the cold, man. Does that really mix? But that's all, I wanted to talk about, man. Y'all like, comment, and subscribe. We out.